Okay, what is up, YouTubers? Check this out. What we're going to do, and bear with me here, this is new as far as the way I'm doing this, obviously, because I'm not on straight video. But what I thought would be cool, excuse me, to go over is really how to buy and monetize heavy equipment, light equipment. So I've got this highlighted right here. The reason why I said light is because we're going to talk mostly about mini excavators, skid steers, stuff like that. Anything really under 20,000 pounds. So I'm going to teach you guys some of the basics on how to go through this and figure it out and run the numbers and make sure that you know what you're getting into before you drop the cash or sign on the dotted line. So you can really start at where to buy. And then the other part too, you have to consider before you buy, but it's a really big one, is what are you going to haul and tow with? And a lot of you have asked me that, what do I tow my 308 with, or what do I haul it with? And I don't pull it with my Duramax or the gooseneck, I sub it out. But I can talk more about that in a different video. So really the thing you're going to have to do is find out what dealers are close to you in your area. So you got Cat, John Deere, Kubota, Case, Bobcat. Those are just a few, and they're basic. Everybody knows them. Some people like, Bobcat better. Some people like John Deere better. Some people swear by Cat. Like, to me, at this point, it's all iron. It all better work for the price that I'm paying for it, and I have good dealer support. Really, at all three of them, or at all of them. We don't have a Bobcat dealer here in town. I think the closest Bobcat dealer is like 2.5 hours away, but we have Kubota, John Deere, Cat, Takeuchi, Volvo, and I think we have one other here. So the way I went about it and did it, I ran, so you guys have seen the Kubota skid steer, the SVL 90. I ran the Kubota the year prior before getting it. I did not run a John Deere. I run a lot of Cat, and then I also ran a Volvo. Like 2 years ago, I rented one for like a week. So I knew which ones I liked the most, and I really just loved the Kubota. It had, for just many reasons, for the cab, the spaciousness, the visibility. Like, I love the Kubota, and it was it was the cheapest out of Cat, John Deere, and Volvo. So it was an easy decision for me to go ahead and go with the Kubota. Now, I found used ones. Okay, I found used ones on auctions. You've got IronPlanet right here. I found used ones basically just in used heavy equipment places. But the problem was the bank wouldn't finance me from a loan for the bank to buy the machine, which was good because when I applied for Kubota credit, Kubota gave me 0% financing for 48 months, which is an awesome way to go. So I would suggest, if you guys are planning on purchasing equipment, definitely, check and see. Maybe your bank will give you a good interest rate, but I know pretty much Kubota always runs 0% interest. I know John Deere does, and I'm pretty sure Cat does. They probably all do. As far as insurance on the machine, Kubota's got a great insurance plan. My insurance company couldn't touch it as far as price and for even what it covers. So that's why I went with Kubota, and that's why I really like Kubota as far as just the company, the purchasing process, and just the customer service and how easy it is to get into a machine. Okay. If you have the cash to do it, if you just want to drop the money, I shouldn't say dump it, but drop the money, I would check out, I think IronPlanet is a great place to go. You can go to ironplanet.com, and they have a ton, like, you can search anything. And this is from attachments, from pickup trucks, from all kinds of stuff. We'll just go over here real quick. Google IronPlanet. Anyways, you can search, really just go in here, search by category. We're going to go back here to the thing. So you can check out IronPlanet, ask your dealer what they have used or other dealers that just sell used equipment around there. You could check Craigslist. It's maybe an option. You might find a good deal on there or something. But I just put it on here because there's a ton of stuff on Craigslist. So IronPlanet has everything on here, and I think you got landscaping equipment, kitchen trailers, air compressors, ammunition trailer. You've got all kinds of stuff, trucks, all kinds of stuff. So check out IronPlanet. I always watch IronPlanet just because it's fun and it helps me to know what the prices are in the market as far as what equipment's going for. So that's a good thing to go by right there. So really, that's what I can offer to you guys about where and how to buy equipment. I think one of the biggest things too within all of this is make sure that your dealer is going to be, like, you feel they're going to be supportive of you in the long run. So when you have problems, when you have breakdowns, don't think you're not going to have breakdowns, but that parts are going to be easy to get. Service is going to be easy to get, all this stuff. So I would almost like interview your dealer a little bit and just see how you think that's going to be. So the other big thing here, what are you going to haul and tow it with? So basically what I have found is there's a specific number. So 26,000 pounds. If you don't have a CDL Class A or a Class A without an air brake endorsement, I'm not sure if that's a B. I don't know how it goes, but you need a Class A CDL. I'm going to write it down here. If you're over 26,000 pounds, need Class A CDL if you're over 26,000 pounds. That's just a law. You got to have it. You got to do it. And the Class A, don't quote me on that because there's an air brake endorsement on there with the Class A, and I'm not sure if it's a Class B, but basically if your combined weight, and what combined means is if your truck and trailer are over 26,000 pounds, you've got to be licensed to pull that. So that's what that does. And now that's an important number because you look at, for example, I'm not going to try and click on the websites. We'll just keep going on this, but maybe I'll write it in here. So for all your Ford, Chevy, Dodge guys, you got Ford, Chevy, and Rams. Those are your three trucks. GM, of course, but that's Chevy. Those are your three trucks that we're all going to have one of those most likely. Now, a 3/4 or a 1-ton pickup. If it's a 1-ton single rear wheel, it's probably going to weigh about like 7,800 pounds, 8,000 pounds. If it's a 1-ton dual rear wheel, you're going to look at probably like 8,800 pounds, just call it 9,000 pounds. The extra tire and the fender weight, it just adds an extra couple hundred pounds to that. So you're going to need to know how much your truck weighs. Then you add up the truck weight. This is how you stay under 26,000 pounds right here. So truck weight plus trailer weight, so the weight of the trailer, plus equipment weight equals total gross. That's gross. Total gross. So you need to be under 26,000 pounds if you don't have a CDL. Now the way to do that, 3/4 ton pickup, single rear wheel, plus a bumper pull trailer, 14,000 pound axles will haul just about any machine up to 12,000 pounds. If the machine weighs 12,000 pounds, and that will just keep you under, because your trailer is going to weigh about like 4,000 pounds, 4,500 pounds. Your truck's going to weigh about 8, so we're at like 12 right there. And then you're also going to have the 12,000 pounds of the equipment. Okay, so you're looking at, with that, with a regular pull on the hitch, not a bumper obviously, but pull on the hitch trailer that weighs about 4,500 pounds with two 7,000 pound axles on it, you're going to be a total gross weight of about 24,000 pounds. So my Duramax, for example, my 1-ton pickup truck, single rear wheel with the gooseneck, with a 305 mini excavator, which is the biggest machine I want to ever put on that thing. Actually, it's not. The skid steer weighs more. But with a 305 mini excavator, 305.5 mini X on my gooseneck, we've got, it weighs 25,100 pounds. Now, the skid steer with the Harley rake, the bucket, and the forks, and about half to 3/4 full of fuel and everything, auxiliary tank and all that, I weigh 27,740 pounds. So I have my truck. You have to have your pickup, and this varies from state, but we're in Michigan, and I know Michigan. So you have to have your pickup tagged. The license plate has to represent the total amount of weight that you're choosing to haul with that thing. So my pickup is tagged at 28,000 pounds. That keeps me under, or I'm over what I say I'm going to haul. And that's what you have to do here in Michigan. So you need to figure out what those specific rules are for your state. But it's really like, this is all really, really important, because if you get stopped by the DOT and you're overweight, it's a big problem. You have potential big fines. They can fine you anywhere from 15 cents a pound up to $1 per pound, I believe, that you're overweight. So if you're 2,000 pounds overweight, it could be a potential $2,000 fine. So make sure you know your weights and what you're buying. Don't buy a piece of equipment and then not be able to legally haul it, is basically why I'm telling you this. So this is just going to be quick and brief. I don't want to make a huge long video over this, but the third part is, and none of these are listed in terms of importance. They're all important, and do them all before you buy anything or do anything. But how to price yourself and charge for equipment, overhead, definitely know that. So your time, these really, all of these are going to be market driven in your area, number one. So I'm going to type that in. It's market driven. Okay. You can be in the top of your market and get top dollar. So market driven. So how do you find, like, your time is a number that really depends on how you feel your skill level is in regards to the market. Okay, so maybe you want to charge 25 bucks an hour. Maybe you feel you're worth $75 an hour or $100 an hour. That's something that you need to, again, look at the market and see what the market is charging, aka call and get a quote for someone to repair your driveway or do a drain field or do some landscaping or something, and just take that price and kind of figure, try to get that price and break it down to how much they're paying their employees, and then you'll know what, maybe is a baseline for your time. And that goes right hand in hand with employee time. Okay, so if you're hiring employees, you're planning on, and if you're growing a business, it's going to happen. Your employee time, you need to know what to charge for your employee time so that you're making money on your employees. Okay, so you need to figure for, let's see here, we need to figure for their hourly rate, insurance, and what the heck is employee tax. Generally, add 30% to what you're paying them. So if you're paying them $15 an hour, you're going to add $3 to that. So you're going to add, it's going to be $18 an hour is what it's going to cost you to pay someone $15 an hour. That's really basic. It's going to cost you more than that because there's going to be downtime, there's going to be things that are going to happen and everything. So I know up here where we're at, as a laborer, laborers up here get paid anywhere from like 10 on the very low side, but I'd say on an average $12 to $16 per hour for labor. Okay, that's what the individual is making. Now, I know that companies are charging anywhere from, on the low side, 25 an hour up to 65, maybe even 75 an hour for labor here in this area. So the average, the mean here in Michigan is 50 an hour for labor. So that's what they're charging per hour when I go bid a job. When, you know, all these other companies around here, they're probably going to use $50 an hour for their labor costs to bid that in and put that into their job for bidding purposes. So that's how you need to figure out that, okay? And you can use, you know, this information to base what your time is worth as well, because you're technically going to be an employee, even though it's just you. Like, you still need to figure out what you're going to pay yourself. So these are all good numbers to know, and this is just really basic. I'm just trying to give you guys a really brief, kind of easy, simple to follow outline for some of the younger guys to get started, or even, you know, the guys in their 30s and their 40s who want to take a look at this type of a business and see what it really is. So there's that part right there. Now, equipment, time, hours, rental. So here's how you figure for your equipment. If you go buy a piece of equipment, let's say you buy a skid steer, right? Let's say you buy a full size, or not a full size, but the biggest skid steer you can get, which is, you know, comparable to my SVL 90 or the 95, or say you get a Cat 290D or a Bobcat T870, I think it is, or a John Deere, or whatever. The way to figure out how to charge for this machine, for your machine, is actually local rental rates. Okay, so local rental rates. That's what you're going to want to go to. So I would call 2 to 5 rental companies and see what they charge for XYZ equipment per day, week, and month. That way you're going to know day, week, and month, based on the jobs that you're going to bid, how much to charge. And these rental companies could be, one could be like 600 a day, one could be 350 a day, one could be 500 a day. It doesn't, you know, you want to find out what those companies are charging for, and then I would just go with the middle of the road rate. So if one company's charging 600 for a week or a day, and the other company is charging 400 for a day, and company C is charging 500 for a day, just buy your machine, use the middle of the road rate to base what you're going to bid and what you're going to charge that job for. So that's what I would do there. You can break it down into, like, if you want to do an hourly job and bid it hourly for somebody, you can break it down that way. We'll talk about that on a different video, but basically that's how it works, and that's how I've been told to do it. That's how I'm discovering through further research and kind of sneaking in information from other contractors. That's how everybody up here in my area, that's how we all do it, and that's how they all stay successful and stay in business. So the bottom line with all of this is, and you can't go wrong with renting for your first year. It's not a bad way to go. Renting's cool. It's not always optimal, but if you're using a machine so much that, you know, it's hard to get, or you can't do the work because you don't have a machine, then you need to buy a machine. But other than that, if you can rent the equipment, just rent it. It's okay. Like, you don't have the overhead, you don't have the maintenance, any of that stuff, so you're pretty good with renting in that case. And then I'm just going to leave this with the biggest thing here, and it's don't charge too low. Don't go in and be the low baller. Maybe if it's for like your uncle or your grandma, your brother, your cousin or something, but you know, you can give certain people deals, but don't charge too low, because you're not going to make enough money. And at the end of the day, we all want to do this, and it's fun and it's exciting, but you need to make a profit on it, and it's okay to make a profit on it. You should make a good profit on it. So make sure you're charging really what the market rate calls for, and you should be good. So I hope this helps like this video for me. Go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching, and we're looking forward to hopefully doing some more cool stuff like this. And if you guys like this, tell me what more you want to know about some of these numbers, and I don't mind going in depth further into it. So this is just real basic, and I hope it gives you guys a pretty simple outline and idea on what you're looking at when you're going to purchase equipment. So take care, thanks, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.